So this Flerf here thinks that flight path somehow falsifies the globe Earth. Let's check it out.
Physics and logic on a level supreme. It's a curved reality, splitting Flerf dreams.
Right, so that is the top pin video from a flat earther on TikTok named With the Sun 33. You might have seen him before. I think MC Toon actually reviewed some of his crap. And I thought, one of his videos popped up. He's trying to explain shit, and I thought, let's just check out his channel, see if I can find anything kind of fun and derpy. This is his top pin, his only pin video. So this is the one he thinks is the best evidence he has. So let's have a look. Once again, we're going to break this down. I'll bring up the video without all the stupid background music that he thinks is being dramatic, and we'll have a closer look, and then we'll go over it and see if this is globe debunking, or this proves a flat Earth, or if this works at all. Okay, so he seems to think that Buenos Aires to New Delhi with stops in Amsterdam. Now, is this the only flight, or has you looked this up at all? His next claim is that flight paths prove the flat Earth. But did they really? Let's look a little closer. So I thought I'd look this up and see. Now, Buenos Aires to New Delhi. What flights can I find? Now, I'm not just going to make a claim that he did and just draw some stuff on. I'm going to look for real flights. Ones that are happening fairly soon, and plot them out and see how they work. Because flat earthers don't seem to understand like the basics of like maybe how economics work, where you're booking flights for flight companies and stuff, where maybe there's a reason why they are flying to those locations, connecting flights or layovers. But we'll have a little look and we'll see what's going on. So here's our flight I found going from Buenos Aires to New Delhi, the 1st of September. It's got 2 stopovers. So one going Buenos Aires, going to Sao Paulo. Then going from Sao Paulo, going to Hamad International Airport. And from Hamad, it's going to land in New Delhi in India. Okay, so this is a flight that's going to happen very soon. So I didn't really cherry pick anything for the globe or anything like that, like what the flat earthers try to do with theirs, where they cherry pick it and don't actually give any explanations on why. So now let's plot this one out. We're going to first plot this out on the globe and see how it looks and see if it works. Okay, so using on Google Earth, we'll start in Buenos Aires. Now this flight goes up, first stop, and stops in Sao Paulo. So yeah, okay, that works. Maybe filling the plane up or just traffic. Now from Sao Paulo, it's going to fly across Africa here, and it's going to land, hold on, went too far there, and it's right, hold on, let's gotta find it, there we are. So it stops right there, Hamad. Okay, well, it seems to work out fine. Look, pretty much a straight line. So that's Hamad. To show you that is Hamad International Airport, and then from Hamad, it's going to go over to New Delhi. Right, there you go. So that seems to work out fine. Just land in New Delhi. Okay. Now there's a few stopovers there. There's a long wait. So it ends up being about 23 hours. I just randomly picked a flight. Nothing really special. But as you can see, that works out really perfectly on the spherical Earth. Very interesting. Would you look at that? There's something else here I kind of noticed that I had on my little thing here. And that is from Sydney, Australia to South America. So from Sydney, and we're going to land in Santiago, Chile. Well, look at that. That seems to work out really well on the globe as well. But I don't think that works out so well on the flat Earth. Now that just happened to be on here because I've been plotting it out. So here's the flight the other fella had mentioned, and as you notice, it's going to locations he said starting in the beginning, but it didn't go anywhere near Amsterdam. Interesting. Right, so far, I don't see any problems with the globe and those flights. Now, I didn't do the one that went to claimed by 33 in the sun. Was and the sun and 33, the sun, whatever the heck his stupid name is. Didn't do that one there. I just found one that went from the location to location, 2 stopovers. Works perfectly on the globe. Not a problem. But let's check and see how it looks on the flat Earth. Now, I actually did track this by radar really well, or as part of this route. So yeah, because obviously this flight doesn't happen until 1st of September, so it's over a month away. Okay, so here I started one color. I went from red, so from Sao Paulo to Buenos Aires is in this color. Then the yellow part, you see curved yellow part, that is going from Sao Paulo over to Hamad, and then the black part goes from Hamad to New Delhi. So yeah, you can see, now this is the flight path they actually took, and see how that works. And something doesn't seem to be quite adding up. So I want you to notice something. The yellow part there going from Buenos Aires to Hamad is in yellow, and also I did the one that went from Santiago, Chile to Sydney, Australia. And look at the distances and how long they are. This is the flight paths they actually do take, by the way. Now plot out maybe the most direct route if it was on the flat Earth. Now this is not the way that they take from Santiago, Chile to Sydney, Australia. This is definitely not the flight path whatsoever. And this is not the flight path that they take, I did in the light blue here, when you go from Sao Paulo to Hamad International Airport. I will show you now the flight paths that they can take. So this is a flight that was in the air when I took this screenshot. It was heading from Sao Paulo, Brazil to Hamad International Airport. And I'll show you the flight here. So here's the flight. As I took the screenshot, it was in the air. But also I want you to look here and see the actual time, flight time, is going to take. And note it's just over 10 hours. See, here's a flight I could find in the air at the exact same time as the other one. This one's heading from Santiago, Chile. This is going to land in Auckland instead of Sydney, but they're pretty much almost the same distance, only a very short time difference. So now I'm going to look, this is the flight that was in the air when I done this. And if you look at the flight time and look at the actual, you notice that it's pretty much the same exact time, minus 15, plus or minus 15 minutes. Alright, so those are 2 real flights that really were happening today when I did this video, and I had looked this up, both in the air at the exact same time, showing their actual flight paths. So we're looking at real stuff, real flights happening in real time, and their real paths that they're taking and their real flight times. Now let's look and see how that plots out on the flat Earth, and let's look and see how that plots out on the globe. Now if you look at the yellow lines again, that was the flight paths they're taking. That doesn't work out. And if you look at the flat Earth claimed route that they would have to take, you notice the Sao Paulo to Hamad International is far shorter than the distance to go from Auckland to Santiago, Chile. So that vast difference that you can see between those 2 lines, even plotted on the flat Earth, using their flat Earth claimed route they would have to take, which would be the most direct, doesn't work out at all. I mean, there's maybe a 15-minute difference, but if you look at those lines and we're talking the difference, we're talking probably within like the hundreds if not thousands of miles. And 15 minutes for a plane is a very, very short time. I mean, that's literally the difference of just a landing. So that doesn't work out whatsoever. That completely falsifies the flat Earth. Just part of the leg to go from Sao Paulo to New Delhi. even this part of that leg completely destroys the flat Earth. So yeah, let's check it out one more time here on the globe. All right, so I'm going to check out from Sao Paulo to Hamad. So across here, just this portion of this, and you can see to Hamad. That seems to work out perfectly on the globe. And there's Hamad there. Cool. Now from Santiago, Chile, we're going to go to Auckland. It's just before Australia. You see it go here, and right in the middle, and right. So all those flights actually work out perfectly well on the globe. The one going from Buenos Aires to New Delhi, I found the flight that works out perfectly on the globe, and there's actually no problem. Yeah, it's a couple layovers because that's part of sometimes either the distance of the flight or you look at economics. Any flight companies want to make sure that the plane is as full as possible so that they can make the most money. And sometimes you have to have connecting flights because maybe there isn't as much traffic going from one place straight to the other one, so you have to go to connecting flights and fly on to there because there's more traffic between the two other locations. Or maybe the date you pick, there wasn't a flight on that day that you want to fly out. Like I said, I literally just put in the distance to go from Sao Paulo to New Delhi, and I literally just went down and picked the first one and then plotted it out, and it works out fine on the globe. Now the real killer there is the Santiago, Chile to either Auckland, or you can even look at Sydney. Sydney's only just a tiny bit further. I think the difference is very marginal, but either one completely kills it. But if you look at the same flight times there, if you look between Santiago, Chile and Auckland, and the distance it takes, doesn't seem to work out so well on the flat Earth. The flight time is maybe about 15 minutes difference. Really not a lot in a plane that's going 500 to 600 miles an hour. When you're going from Sao Paulo over to Hamad, which is about the same flight time and doesn't work on the flat Earth whatsoever. So flight paths and flight times actually completely destroy the flat Earth because nothing actually makes sense on the flat Earth whatsoever, and they always work perfectly well on the globe for the flight paths and the times. That's it. So 33 in the sun, or sun and 33, whatever his name is, your top pin post, I've destroyed it. I've debunked it. If that's the best you got, buddy, then, well, you're cooked. Hey, thanks for playing. Don't forget, people, the Earth's definitely a globe, space is real, but don't forget, stay curious. See you again. Thanks for coming.
And by the way, all those rumors on the internet are fake. I'm not flat. I'm not hollow on the inside, and there's definitely